everybody. This is, I guess we're going to call it the Ding Ding slider, because I can't seem to find a better name for it anywhere. So the Ding Ding slider is available in a variety of materials, as you'll see off to the right. We are going to do the usual, take it apart, talk about it, compare it to a few other pieces, and yeah, I'll give you my thoughts. Please stick around. Okay, normally I don't ever give links to products on AliExpress because, as I always say, a lot of the stores aren't trustworthy, and oftentimes the links over time change to something entirely different. So, but in this case, if you search for Ding Ding, you're going to get some results you're probably not expecting. So I'm going to go ahead and put a link to these in the description, and I'll also pin the comment in the top comment there. So that is where you'll find how to get one of these. What I wanted to talk about was the different materials and what they had available and what the pricing was, generally speaking, because this will change over time again too. But here's the PEI. They have two versions. One with on the left is a white, probably Teflon insert, and on the did I say on the left? Left is white, right is black. Assuming again Teflon. And then those are about $25. The next thing he had available was Peak, and that has kind of stripy marks on it, which is kind of weird to me. I haven't seen it like that before, but that's the Peak. That's about $50. Next one is what I have here, stainless steel. Unfortunately, he only has it in black. I know the picture at the beginning of the video showed a different one, a stainless steel looking finish, or a raw finish, grayish silver finish. Could have been anything, titanium, zirconium, who knows. I wish this was just plain stainless steel, just because black, blends in too much and everything. I like things stand out a little bit, and for that reason, I like this enough that I'm going to go ahead I'm going to go ahead and get the PEI version. Again, it's only $25, and it has the white insert, and I'm going to put the white insert from that into this so that it breaks up all the black a little bit. But back on topic. Peak was $50, and like I said, a little stripy looking. No, we already talked about Peak, and we talked about stainless steel. Let's move on to G10. Strangely enough, this goofy looking, sorry, if you're from France, you probably love it. This odd-looking G10 material one is the most expensive at $80, roughly. So that's pricing. That's how you find it. I should stress again that I'm not affiliated with INS Works Store or AliExpress in any way. It's just a matter of convenience to give you the link in this case. I thought of something else here. I'm going to bring that picture back of the PEI versions. And the one on the right here, with the black one, might even be available for less elsewhere. I think I saw it for around $15. And this is a big if it's the same. It may not be the same as these. But you might be able to find that black one specifically for around $15 if you look. So what attracted me to this? Well, the 01 feeling slider is what attracted me, because this is stainless steel, and I've put nylon balls in this with springs, and actually some of those spring caps, they came with this, I believe, but did not come with the later versions that you're seeing on AliExpress now. You just get like a set of springs and balls, no nylon balls. I had to get the nylon balls myself. And my thoughts are, I really like this so much that maybe if this is too powerful or too loud or too aggressive, which it is a little bit, I could do the same thing with nylon balls, or at least try it. And that was my first reason to be kind of interested in this. The second reason was because upon first view, it really looks like one of these. It really looks like one of these, but of course it's not. The big difference is that this has a guiding post that's right in the center. this has guiding posts that are on the outside, and I have two other that I'll show you here in my collection already that have this setup, and I like that setup the best, I think. And I just wanted to see what it was like. So I do like these very much. I have this one. I have the Peak version. I missed an opportunity to get one in copper, and I'd like to get more of these actually, just because I enjoy this format very much. So those are the reasons that attracted me to this. So I don't think I mentioned yet, it's a 10-click slider, either direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a little stiff out of the box. Right now, I believe, I've taken it apart a few times and I tried different setups, but right now it has glass balls, 3mm, which actually measure like 2.87, but 2 glass balls and 2 strong springs. I was quite happy with what this came with. I'll show you in just a minute. You know, a fair amount of extra parts to play with and try out, and that's one of the things we're going to do. Glass balls and the strong springs are what are in here right now, and it's a little too aggressive for me. And I think I want to try the stainless steel balls. Those are usually a little bit softer, and maybe even the softer springs. And then later on, either as part of this video or I'll do it separately, I'll eventually put nylon balls in here and set it up the same way that I have this set up. But you can see there's quite a difference. Quite a difference. So I want to try that for sure. We'll see if we include that in this video or not. Another little thing is my interest in these double tracks, kind of separating it from a lot of other mechanical sliders that have a pin in the middle, which I already showed you, like the Ultim one here has a pin in the middle. This has 2 set screws on this side, actually, that protrude down into this half, into those grooves, and those act as like a dead stop, so it doesn't fly off the end. And I'm fond of that for some reason. It doesn't have much to do with guidance, I wouldn't think, because the dovetail itself is keeping everything lined up and heading in the right direction. But the fact that you have 2 and they're separated out like that, and they're both absorbing that impact, and you figure you're going to be doing this thousands of times over the years. That's probably a good setup. So I like that. I like that feature. And where I saw it first was on the 1PAL by Lichu. That's how this one's set up. And also, this one's probably a little harder to find. I don't know if we're ever going to see these again, but it's just an ordinary mechanical slider, but it has the same setup. 2 grooves, 2 set screws. And I like that. And I think it's going to be interesting to see where this goes when we try different balls. I almost forgot that I wanted to show you that there seems to be, you know, maybe a trend in this method of using the 2 tracks. I caught this totally by accident. I was looking at the new 02 EDC versions of the feeling slider that you'll see on AliExpress. And if you're not aware already, the 02 is made by 01 EDC. It's just some inside joke that had to do with copying. I don't know what the whole story was behind it, but the 02 EDC sliders are in fact made by 01 EDC. But you see, mine does not have any grooves in it. This is the side the grooves would be on if they were there, and if it was built the same way as this slider. But when I was looking at some of the new photos, and it's mixed, so you know, I don't know if you get a 02 slider off of AliExpress, it may come looking like mine does without that system, or it may come looking like this. So isn't that interesting? So they have decided to go from a system where there's a single pin in the middle as a dead stop to 2 dead stops and 2 tracks. Design improvement, I would say. So just another little tidbit there I wanted to throw in, thought you might find interesting. And if you're going to get one of those off of AliExpress, I would want to know for sure. You'd better contact whoever you're buying it from, contact the seller, take the screenshot of that, what I just showed you, and say, hey, am I going to get this or am I not going to get this? So you know for sure what you're going to get. So let's go ahead and do some comparisons, and we will go after that and do the weights and measurements. And after that, we'll tear it apart and try putting in some different, take out the glass balls, put in the stainless steel balls. But for comparison, right off the bat, this caught my eye. It's virtually exactly the same size and shape as a pig nose slider. Of course, this really doesn't compare. It's magnetic, 2-click magnetic, 2-track ball slider, or is it 4? I forget. Either way, not the same thing. Again, I think this would be considered the bottom because that's where the dovetail is. Not only that, but that's the side that the lanyard hole is on. It's also the heavier side that wants to lay in your hand more so than that top part. So, continuing with the comparisons, let's get the trusty CP3 from Mackie out here. A little bit smaller, about the same thickness. And we'll finish off with the top B, I keep saying top D, top B as in boy, top B slider from Metal Toys DZ. And just for comparison in sound, I was thinking this is 10 clicks, which is a fair amount of clicks for something this size, and they're spaced quite nicely. There is only one version of this. You know, sometimes we're seeing 2 versions where you'll have let's say just different versions where you'll have these detents spaced differently for different textures. But as far as I could tell, these are all sort of a dense pattern. They don't have any variation yet. But what came to my mind was this has 10 clicks, and I thought, well, that's an awful lot. I wonder if I have any other ones that have more clicks than just 10. And this most recently acquired thing, the UU-ZH-EDC multi-track, is 12 clicks. So we got 12, 10. And now I know a lot of people aren't going to have that to compare it to, but this is significantly bigger. This is one of the bigger pieces that I have, actually, I would say. Okay. How big is it? I'm not going to guess because I always get that wrong. Right about 45 millimeters tall, 25 wide, 12 thick. When it's fully extended, we are at 62. Now for the scale. There's no magnets in this. Stainless steel, 84 grams. So there we got it. Weights, measurements. About all that's left to do is take this puppy apart. It's not much different than what you've seen before, but yeah, stick around. So I was really happy with everything that came along with this. Now, it didn't come in this packaging, but this is what I use. Incidentally, I probably said it before, but great way to store your stuff. Go go to Walmart in the pharmacy and you can find where they keep the pill containers, like plastic pill containers. You can get like 50 of these little Ziploc bags. They're meant for pills, and it's only $1 or $2. But I use them to store my stuff. Like this says black stainless steel mechanical slider. That's just a Post-it note folded in half. But and then I throw this into a cigar box with all my other stuff, which has been working out pretty good until I really need to find something. That's better than a lot of things. So I've got 2 extra main screws and 2 extra stainless steel balls, 2 extra glass balls. On top of that, we have extra strong springs, and these are the strong ones, and then extra weaker springs. So a fair number. We only need 2 at a time. They've given us quite a few extra here, so that's generous. So what we want to do is take this apart, take out the glass balls and the strong springs, put in the stainless steel balls and the weaker springs. That way you'll get an idea of maybe the difference between the two. So let's get to it, Sonny Pruitt. All you need to do is remove these 2 screws to keep everything held together gently. You're not going to lose an eye with this one, but we don't want the springs and balls to get loose. Alright, there we go. So which way do I want to do this? You know, it doesn't really matter. I just want to take it apart. So there we go. There's a glass ball. There's a glass ball. There's a glass ball, and there's the 2 springs. We're just going to go ahead right now and put those away so they don't get mixed up with anything else. So these are the stronger springs. You can definitely tell a difference too. All you have to do is just squeeze them in your fingertips. You can tell there's quite a difference. So let's just put these away. And then we will get out 2 softer springs. Pretty easy stuff. I just tried to dump a couple of these out. There we go. Did I get 2 or 3? Got 2. Awesome. And I want to put the glass balls away and get out 2 stainless steel balls. So every time I get tweezers out, I feel like I'm playing that game Operation. Remember that from when you were a kid? Touch the sides and zzz, the light would go off. Okay, let's put these away while we're in here. I don't like glass balls, I don't think. Every time I use them, they feel scratchy. I know ceramic, the black and white ceramic, those are a type of glass, but they're a little smoother, I think. Generally, though, I think I like stainless steel against stainless steel. I generally buy stainless steel toys. So the easiest way I found to do this was to, well, I could take it apart and show it to you here while we have everything. There's your 2 set screws that run in these grooves. They serve no other purpose other than to stop it from sliding off the end. In this case, I'm pretty sure they're Loctited in. I gave them a twist. I don't want them to come loose. I don't need them to come loose. There's no reason to adjust them. There's no reason to do anything with them. So just leave those alone would be my advice. But this definitely feels like Teflon to me. We want to put that in place. And like I said, the easiest way I found to do this was to put the balls in first. And then, let's see, put the springs on top of the balls. Alright, now we want the springs to be pointing as perfectly straight up as possible because we're going to take this lid and put it back on there, and I want to make sure that it lines up with these 2 little countersink holes which are intended for the back of the springs. So if they don't look like they're lined up, just wiggle this back and forth a little bit until you're happy with where they are, like that. And try to get it in the middle too. Another important thing to remember is the lanyard hole lines up with this notch. You could put it on this way, but then your lanyard hole wouldn't work. So make sure your lanyard hole lines up. And now it's just a matter of dropping this as straight down on top of the other one as you possibly can. Now squeeze it together and examine it a little bit. See, I see a nice tight seam all the way around here, which tells me that there's nothing in the way. I think the springs went into their holes the way they were supposed to. Let's try moving a little bit. Seems like it works fine. So I'm going to go ahead, keep it squeezed together, and put the screws back in. I don't know if I said it or not, but on this one, it's nice, the screws actually bottom out into the metal back. They're not squeezing, per se, the Teflon at all. They've got their tolerances just right. So when that screw makes contact with the metal back, you know that it's in the whole way. You don't have to guess or tighten it down too much. Never tighten them down too much. Just snug. But I can definitely tell that it's going against the metal. It's not squeezing on that Teflon. Okay, so here's the test. We went from glass balls with strong springs to stainless steel balls with weak springs. That's much better for me. Much better. That's a world apart. You know, and I should say, I've had the strong springs and glass balls in it for the last day or so, and I've been wearing it in. And just like any of these mechanical sliders, make sure you wear it in a little bit before you cast your opinion, because believe it or not, the divots will wear down a little bit. The balls may wear down a little bit. If there's tape involved, it may smooth up a little bit. Yeah, I like that a lot more. I can tell. That when I put the nylon balls in there, I bet it's going to be very similar to this. I love that. That's just such a nice, quiet. I can take this into meetings. This, in its current state, I wouldn't try, but with nylon balls, I bet it'll work just fine. So there you go. That's everything I have to say about these. I will be getting the PEI version of this with the white Teflon interior, like I said, and I'll be switching it out. I'll put the white interior on this one so that there's a little bit of a contrast, so you can see this thing in the dark. And of course I'll take the black one out of here and put it into the PEI one, but we'll do a video about that when it arrives. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.